What is going on? Welcome to No Chill Promos. How y'all doing? Hope you're having a blessed day as always. And before I get into this video about the redemption of Tessa Blanchard, I just want to do a quick shout out to all subscribers to the channel and to the followers on Rumble. I am now at 74 subs and it's one step closer to reaching 100 subs for the channel. Thank you to anyone that tunes in to my videos, leave likes, leave comments. Thank you very much. Right, that's enough about that. Let's get into this video. And last week I was watching one of Medusa's videos because it just randomly popped up in one of my recommendations, right? And she was talking about Tessa Blanchard, and she made a valid point. Basically, she was like, yes, she said some fucked up shit, which is inexcusable, but you have people who committed DUIs, multiple DUIs, who are still employed somehow. Yet, we're gonna ostracize and send Tessa to the ShadowRealm with no hopes of redemption. I'll leave a video in the description so you can check out what she said. But it just got me to thinking. I'm like, she's not wrong. Like, you got the Usos, for instance, and these motherfuckers got like 4 to 5 DUIs each. I mean, like they should have been got fired, if we're being honest. But they didn't, and now like they're doing some of the best work in their fucking careers. Then you had people who legit said racist shit on the mic, but they somehow get a pass. Like Excalibur, the trash AEW commentator. Like, this motherfucker down in PWG flat out just said the N-word in a promo. It was him and Kevin Owens. They both fucking said it. Like, with the hard, and I'm talking about the hardest of ERs. Right? They said that shit with like pure malice behind that shit. But yeah, no, that's fine. You know, one's a fucking shitty commentator. The other one has a mediocre career in the WWE. But they somehow get a pass. That's fine. Alright. Then there's someone like a Hulk Hogan, for instance. Well, let me tell you something, Nick. I mean, brother. Alright, we all know the shit that happened with Hogan. Alright, and I don't think you can even find a video anymore. Like, I know that shit ain't on YouTube. That's for damn sure. Like, you might have to do some scavenging archives to try to find that bitch. But you got Triple H trying to creep him back up into the spotlight earlier this year. You know, try to act like oh, that's just water under a bridge. You know, nobody cares. Nobody remembers. And yes, I did make a video about Hulk Hogan. This is specifically in regards to Becky Lynch. How they should go with the whole Becky Hogan run and have Hulk Hogan manage her. Right, I made a whole video about that. And that's to play off with the fact that he's a racist piece of trash. Okay? Like, that shit would be hilarious. Like, you want to talk about heel heat? There you go. Alright? Like, the problem here is that they're trying to sweep it under the rug like it never even happened. In the words of Carlito, that's not cool. Okay? No bueno. And then there's Ric Flair. Woohoo! You know? The Nature Boy. We got multiple people exposed to this man for his racism. People like Teddy Long and multiple black fans talking about how they were treated different compared to other fans when they were trying to get an autograph by him. Alright? But yeah, somehow this motherfucker gets a pass. All he has to do is just film some trash ass hip hop video with Migos, and it's all cool. He's down for the cause. Alright? Fuck out of here. And I don't want to hear the excuse of, oh, it was a different time period for Hogan and Flair. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Alright, they're old enough to know right from wrong, and they chose fucking wrong. Okay? So, they're not getting a pass from me. Fuck that. Okay? Fuck 'em. But that leads me back to Tessa Blanchard and her situation. Alright, and I believe this was back in like 2019. There was like various, and I do mean various, wrestlers coming out exposing her, because this is right when she was going up against Sami Callihan for the world heavyweight title. And yes, I do mean world title. like not the women's title, the actual world title that Well, Sammy was champion back then because she beat Brian Cage, and Brian Cage never recovered after that loss. Right? I don't care what no one says. He was never the same after that fucking loss. All right, this is back like when TNA was still going by Impact. It was a weird time for them back then. But yeah, Tessa becomes like the #1 contender. I think it was the match was at Bound for Glory, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, she puts out a tweet talking about like female empowerment or some shit. Then you have Allison K, AK-47, her fine self, talking about like, oh yeah, but what about the time where you called La Rosa Negra the N-word and you spit on her? How's that for female empowerment? All right, and you had I think it was Chelsea Green that backed her, talking about like she had some bullshit with Tessa Blanchard as well, and there's a bunch of them. Like I don't know all the names, but there's like a bunch of female wrestlers that called out Tessa Blanchard for her bullshit back then. But even so, she still goes on to beat Sami Callihan for the world title and becomes the Impact World Champion at one point. Even though she wasn't champion for long, because not with all that backlash she was getting on social media. But that leads me to my point. Like, I know she was like in her early 20s back then, and no way am I trying to give her a pass for that shit. No. That's not what this video is about. But I don't think Tessa herself is actually racist. I don't think that at all. I think back then she was like a raging bitch. Okay? She was a bitch that thought her shit didn't stink. Right? She fucked around. She found out the hard way. That you can get got. All right? You can't just talk to people any type of way and expect nothing to happen to you. And if she was an actual racist, then why the fuck would she date Ricochet several years ago? Why would she be roommates with Moose, of all people? You know, I'm just saying. That doesn't add up to me. That doesn't make sense. All I'm saying is, if we're gonna go after the racist pieces of trash out there, then you gotta get them all. They all gotta go. Not this half-ass bullshit that I see. Alright, yeah, like someone like Jackson Riker, who all he did was just tweet out, "Go Trump," for the most part, "Go MAGA," and they packed his ass up with quickness. He didn't even say anything racist. That's the crazy part, man. And y'all packed them up, man. That's fucking retarded. And it seems to me that the people who cry bitch online about racism haven't actually experienced racism a day in their lives. Alright? Like, I've experienced racism several fucking times. Okay? Like, I'm not bragging. Alright? Like, this is like some real shit here. I've been called the N-word multiple times. I've had the cops and security called on me for parking and looking suspicious. I had an old blind neighbor who completely switched up his tune and threatened to shoot me after he found out I was black. Okay? That's a crazy ass story for another day. And I even been spitted on by, when I was a teenager. It was from one of my neighbors that I thought was cool, a short white kid. He was a wrestling fan like I was back then. And I don't know what caused the argument and confrontation in the first place, but yeah, we got into it, and long story short, he spits on me. And I was about 2.5 seconds away from beating the shit out of this kid, man. Like, you talk about when people see red, like, yeah, that was it. I saw red immediately. He was even cowering, like, against the wall, because, you know, you just see that it's a face of fury. Like, I've never been that pissed off in my fucking life up until then. Alright, I was gonna beat the shit out of him, but I heard my mom calling for me, and she stopped me from beating the shit out of him. So, because I know back then, like, my mom and his mom were cool. So, yeah, you better thank God that my mom like, called my name that day, because it would have been over for him. I would not have felt guilty at all. Yeah, I'll take the punishment. Like, he had that ass whooping coming. Fuck that shit. Getting back to Tessa Blanchard, I believe enough time has passed. Right, she's 28 years old, still has plenty of life to give to professional wrestling if she chooses to do so. Alright, it's time for her to be forgiven. Alright, and I know exactly how you go about doing so. That's the whole purpose of this video. Alright, it's time for her to go back to TNA. She has to go back there to make things right. Like, she goes back to TNA. You got Todd Phillips on commentary losing shit. Like, holy shit, it's Tessa Blanchard, the former Impact World Champion. what is she doing here in TNA? Right? She goes to cut a promo, holding herself accountable for her actions back then. She knows that, like, it's inexcusable to act that way. Like, she's like, I was a horrible person back then. I treated people like scum, and I've had to deal with the ramifications and repercussions ever since then. And you guys have no idea how hard it's been for me. When you have the whole world attacking you all at once, and you have little to no support to back you. So yes, I had to step away for a bit, but now I'm back. I'm back to redeem myself and to become the best wrestler in the world today once again. And then you have the Hex come out, which is Allison Kay and Marty Bell, because Allison Kay is going to be one of the key components here in the story. Alright, you have her come out cutting promo talking about like, oh no. like I don't know why they brought your sorry ass back here in the first place, but I can tell you right now that me, Marty, none of the girls in the back or the boys want you here. We don't like you, we hate you. Alright, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make your life a living hell as long as you're here. Then you have someone like Savannah Evans run in and just jumps her, just beats the shit out of her. And then the Hex come into the ring and join her as well. So it's just 3-on-1, stop her, dog walking her, man. Like, the whole point of this angle is to build sympathy for her. Like, this is her path to redemption. Like, confronting her past demons and overcoming them via the women's roster. Alright? Like, you see her backstage, and you got Tom and Dreamer, trying to have a heart-to-heart with Tessa, talking about, like, you know, it was my idea to bring you back here because I see the potential in you. Like, I know your pops. I know he's a good man. And I believe that you're a good person too. You don't need to convince me of that. You need to convince the world that. So for the next few months, we get a look at the life of Tessa Blanchard being back in TNA. We see her backstage, and we see people shunning her like Game of Thrones. Like the lady, the shame lady. Like, you got these people just looking at her like, ugh. Like she's just complete filth. Like this complete white trash. Alright, that's how they treat her backstage. You know? Or when she's like trying to make her entrance, you got plants in the crowd just throwing trash at her. Like, you gotta go all in on this shit, man. We gotta make her feel like nobody in TNA wants her to be. Like, whenever she's scheduled to have a match, she can never finish the match because she gets jumped. Like, there's always some type of interference by one of the ladies. They just come out and just start jumping her. It leads to a match between Tessa Blanchard and Havoc. Havoc just pretty much squashes Tessa Blanchard, and then Sami Callihan comes out. Right? He's like, well, look who it is. Tessa Blanchard, my old nemesis. My life has never been the same since I lost to you at Bound for Glory, or whatever pay-per-view it is. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to inflict all the pain and suffering you brought upon me in my loss. So next week, they have a match. It's Tessa Blanchard versus Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan cashes in his receipt after losing his world title. Basically, he hits like 2 to 3 fucking like cactus style pile drivers on Tessa. Completely squashes her. 1, 2, 3. Sami wins. But Sami picks her backed up, and he does his thumbs up, thumbs down, and hits one more pile driver on her. And then you got Todd Phillips on commentary be like, okay, damn it, that's enough. That's enough. Stop it, Sami. Like, someone help out Tessa, please. This is enough. Right? And then he goes out to get that spike bat that he has. Or like the fake Lucille from The Walking Dead. Now, just before Sami bashes in Tessa's head, like Negan did Glenn in The Walking Dead, we have Giselle Shaw come out for the save. She rescues Tessa Blanchard. Sami backs down as he has no beef with Shaw. So the following week, we see Giselle and Tessa talk backstage. Alright, she's like, look, I've been watching you for the past few months. I can't stick by and not do anything any longer.
Right? I too know how it feels to be looked down upon by your peers backstage. And I'm here to tell you that no longer do you have to worry about the entire locker room hating you. Like from here on out, I got your back. Right? And then Tessa, who's like 2.5 seconds away from having like a mental breakdown, she reaches out and just hugs her. Because she's like, finally, someone accepts me. So the next week we have Tessa and Giselle cutting a promo in the ring. Tessa's like, these past few months have been so strenuous for me. These have been the hardest few months of my entire life. I've been getting my ass kicked every single week. But no more. With the help of Giselle Shaw, I now found the strength to fight back. And it starts with the Hex. Calling YouTube bimbos out. Like, YouTube welcomed me when I first got back here, so allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Tessa Blanchard, bitch. And the crowd's like, oh shit, oh she's back. Like, like they're marking out and shit, right? And this is where Tessa starts to rack up wins. She starts by going over on the Hex, and she starts to build up momentum. Because, like, say for instance, the current Knockouts champion is Ash by Elegance. Okay, so she picks up enough wins to finally become the #1 contender to Ash by Elegance's Knockouts title. And for the first time ever, we get a confrontation between Tessa Blanchard and Ash by Elegance. Right? Yeah, Ash cutting the promo talking about, like, yeah, you were once the face of Impact Wrestling, but that time is done. It's been gone. And I've surpassed you in every way. I've been the best champion this company has ever had. And we're now in the era of Elegance. Right? You don't stand a chance of ever taking this Knockouts title away from me. Tessa claps back by saying, I can see the fear in your eyes when you look at me. Because it's only a matter of time before I get that Knockouts title back around my waist. There's not a damn thing you or anybody can do to stop me. The build-up then leads to Bound for Glory, where we get Tessa Blanchard versus Ash by Elegance with Knockouts World Championship. Right? We got Tessa, who finally finishes her story, her redemption angle, by becoming the new Knockouts World Champion. Alright? And you got Giselle Shaw comes in the ring, embraces her, hugs her, raises her hand, embracing each other for all the bullshit that they've gone through TNA for the past year. Alright? So, good, heartfelt moment. You got the crowd eating it up. Everybody's emotional and shit, only for a swerve to happen. We got Giselle turning heel. She attacks Tessa from behind, steals her title, as she refuses to be under Tessa's shadow no more. And there you go. You got her first feud as Tessa Blanchard being a Knockouts World Champion. It's too easy. She then goes on to have a successful title reign as Knockouts World Champion. Her contract's up, and she finally gets signed by the WWE. So we can finally get the dream match between Tessa Blanchard and Charlotte Flair. I want to see that match. Alright, mind you, I don't even like Tessa Blanchard like that. But I do think she's way better than Charlotte Flair, for damn sure. Alright, like, I would love to see her whoop Charlotte's ass any day of the fucking week. Alright, that's definitely a WrestleMania match right there, okay? But as I say in all these type of videos I do this hypothetical booking, none of this shit is gonna happen. Right? Most likely Tessa will continue to be blackballed within wrestling, and God knows where her career is gonna end up. Who the fuck knows? So now we'll hear from you guys. How do you guys feel about Tessa Blanchard? How do you guys feel about that redemption angle storyline that I created for her? Would you guys like to see her in a prominent role in TNA or AEW, for instance? Or you like who cares about that racist bitch? She got what was coming to her, and I don't feel sorry. You guys let me know in the comment section, alright? You can love it, hate it, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's all the same to me. Alright, I just want to see the engagement and the feedback from you guys. That's all I want to see. Alright. As far as my next video, I'm almost finished with Bloodsport Bushido, so I'm probably going to do a review on that later today, if not tomorrow. Right? And if you watched my video or any of my videos in its entirety, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly mean it. I appreciate it. I waste enough of your guys' time. So, with that said, be safe, be blessed, take care of yourself, right? I'm out this bitch. Till next time, adios.